Belgium and Colonies. After the German invasion in May 1940, Belgium's government continued the fight from exile in London. The Belgian Congo became a vital resource base, sending copper, rubber, and even uranium later used in the Manhattan Project. Its colonial army, the Force Publique, counted more than 40,000 soldiers who fought in East Africa and guarded Allied positions in the Middle East. Despite occupation at home, Belgium remained active on the global front. British colonies and protectorates. Across Asia, Britain relied on its colonies and allies. In Malaya and Burma, local troops and resources were drawn into the struggle against Japan. The Burma Road became a lifeline, carrying supplies into China after other routes were cut. From Nepal came the Gurkhas, soldiers with long experience in mountain fighting. Muscat and Oman offered bases and safe ports, tying the Middle East more closely to British strategy. Together, these regions extended Britain's reach far beyond Europe. Caribbean. The Caribbean states joined the Allies during the war. Cuba declared war on Japan on December 1941, and 2 days later on Germany and Italy, aiding with raw materials and convoy escorts. Haiti joined the same year, providing food and workers. The Dominican Republic also joined, contributing sugar, labor, and offering refuge to Jewish refugees. Their ports helped guard Allied ships from German submarines. Central America. The small republics of Central America sided with the Allies after Pearl Harbor. Panama was especially important, guarding the canal with U.S. troops and local forces. Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, and Guatemala each declared war on the Axis between 1941 and 1942. Their economies were modest, but they provided food, raw goods, and bases for Allied aircraft. While they did not send large armies overseas, their loyalty kept the region stable and the canal secure. Czechoslovakia. After the German occupation in 1939, Czechoslovakia's government moved to London. From exile, it organized military units that joined Allied forces in France, Britain, and later the Soviet Union. Pilots flew in the Royal Air Force, taking part in the Battle of Britain. In 1942, Czechoslovak operatives carried out Operation Anthropoid, successfully removing Reinhard Heydrich in Prague. In 1944, the Slovak national uprising became the second largest uprising in Europe. It showed that Slovaks stood with the Czechoslovak state, joined the Allies, and rejected fascism. Danish colonies. Iceland and Greenland, under Danish control, became strategically important after Germany occupied Denmark in 1940. Iceland hosted Allied troops to protect the North Atlantic and crucial shipping lanes. In Greenland, the cryolite mines needed for aluminum stayed under local control. German attempts to set up meteorological stations were found and stopped by patrols and dog teams. Eastern Europe. Several Eastern European countries switched sides late in the war. Romania and Bulgaria joined the Allies in 1944. Finland made peace with the USSR in 1944 and opposed remaining German forces. These changes weakened Germany's control and helped the Soviets advance. French colonies and protectorates. After 1940, France's colonies split between Vichy and Free France. Fighting broke out in Syria and Lebanon, while many African colonies switched to the Allies, providing troops and bases. In Asia, Japan seized Indochina. Colonial forces later helped in North Africa, Italy, and the liberation of France. Greece. Greece joined the Allies after Italy invaded in October 1940. Greek forces resisted the attack and later faced the German invasion in 1941. Local resistance groups carried out sabotage and provided intelligence for the Allies. Greek troops also fought with British forces in North Africa. Their resistance delayed Axis plans and slowed the war machine. Liberia. Liberia supplied the Allies with rubber from 1942. The U.S. built roads, an airport, and a deep-water port to secure it. Liberia declared war in 1944, giving the Allies a key West African base. Luxembourg. Germany occupied Luxembourg in 1940, pushing the government into exile in London and Montreal. Luxembourg soldiers served with Brigade Pyron in Normandy and the liberation of Brussels. Others resisted at home until liberation. Mexico. Mexico joined the Allies in 1942. It sent Esquadron 201 to fight in the Philippines, supporting the liberation from Japan. Thousands also joined the Bracero program, working in U.S. farms and railroads. Middle East. Several countries in the Middle East joined the Allies at different times. Iran was occupied by British and Soviet forces in 1941. Iraq faced a pro-Nazi coup, but was brought under Allied control the same year. Saudi Arabia declared war in 1945, and Turkey followed shortly after. The region provided oil and key supply routes that supported Allied operations. Mongolian People's Republic. Mongolia stayed neutral early in the war, but funded units like the Revolutionary Mongolia Tank Brigade and Arat Squadron. About 10% of its population was armed, with 300 volunteers fighting on the Eastern Front. In August 1945, Mongolia declared war on Japan and joined the Soviet invasion of Manchuria. Netherlands and Colonies. Germany crushed Dutch defenses in May 1940 after the bombing of Rotterdam. The country endured famine, repression, and the deportation of most of its Jewish population. Meanwhile, in the Dutch East Indies, Japan struck for oil, seizing most of the islands after heavy fighting and holding them until 1945. Norway. Germany invaded in April 1940 after heavy fighting at Narvik and the loss of Oslo. The king and government fled to London soon after. Norway's navy and merchant fleet fought with the Allies, helping to protect convoys. Norwegian commandos carried out the heavy water sabotage at Vemork, striking a blow to Germany's nuclear ambitions. Philippines. Japan invaded in December 1941. Filipino and U.S. troops resisted at Bataan and Corregidor, delaying the advance. Guerrillas kept fighting across the islands. In 1944, Commonwealth forces returned with MacArthur to help liberate Manila. Poland. After Germany and the USSR invaded Poland in 1939, the government went into exile in London. Polish forces were rebuilt abroad, joining the Allies in France and later in the UK. Pilots flew in the Royal Air Force during the Battle of Britain. The Polish army also fought in North Africa, Italy, and Normandy. At home, the Polish underground state organized sabotage, intelligence, and resistance against the occupiers, maintaining a secret administration throughout the war. South America. Colombia hunted German submarines after one attacked a Colombian ship in 1943. Uruguay kept the battleship Graf Spee trapped in its port for weeks in 1939. Venezuela sent oil to support Allied operations. And Argentina joined the war only in 1945. Tannu Tuva. As Germany invaded the Soviet Union in June 1941, the Tuvan People's Republic declared support for the USSR. Tuva donated gold reserves, livestock, and supplies, including 50,000 horses and thousands of winter uniforms. In 1943, Tuva funded 10 Yakovlev fighters and sent volunteers to fight in tank and cavalry units on the Eastern Front. Tuva was annexed by the USSR in October 1944. Thanks for watching. Check out Part 1 for more Allied countries. See you next time, and goodbye.